State governments have today rejected the possibility of a rent freeze, saying if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But while rent freezes have been talked about a lot in the media and in Parliament lately, would they actually help fix our rental crisis? So going back in time to May 2022, a brand new federal Labor government promised action on housing. As part of its election campaign, it said it would legislate the Housing Australia Future Fund to build up to 30,000 affordable homes between 2025 and 2030. But 13 months on, Australia's housing and rental crises have obviously gone catatonic and show little signs of bouncing back without immediate, drastic intervention. And that's what the Greens have been gunning for all year. And on Monday, they sided with the Coalition, who always votes against Labor's policies no matter what, to knock back Labor's big housing bill. And they've been trying to negotiate a better housing policy, and one of their demands was a 2-year nationwide rent freeze and capped rent increases after the freeze lifts, because we currently don't have that on a federal level. And after they blocked Labor's bill in the Senate, the Greens said they would continue to apply pressure on the states, territories and federal government to secure a rent freeze for tenants. But this week, all East Coast leaders have said, nice try, but it's never going to happen. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns said on Wednesday, if the New South Wales government announced a rental freeze in the next fortnight, property owners would immediately increase rents. I don't want to see the unanticipated consequences of well-meaning legislation, meaning renters have to pay more. Queensland Housing Minister Megan Scanlon said, we're committed to ensuring the private rental market operates in a fair and balanced way. What the Greens political party needs to do to ease housing pressures is stop blocking legislation that will build 30,000 homes. And in Victoria, Treasurer Tim Pallas said 1 in 3 Victorians rent and they do need and deserve support, but he said a rent freeze was a distortion of the market. But the Greens argue that 30,000 homes in 5 years' time is a drop in the ocean compared to the 700,000 that are needed to make any difference to vulnerable Australians right now. So would a rent freeze in 2023 actually help? If you have friends who've lived in Berlin, they might have told you that a rent freeze worked wonders there. The city imposed one in 2019, which saved tenants billions. And the freeze was lifted in 2021, but even then, the threats of rents exploding never eventuated. Rent controls have actually been legislated in Germany and many other European countries for decades to limit the amount and frequency rents can be hiked, keeping the rental market in check. And it's pretty clear that they have helped affordability. But while some economists say rent controls can actually increase rents across the board over time and increase house prices, in Australia, many economists agree that the Greens' proposed rent freeze and rent caps would, if nothing else, protect tenants from the shock of sudden, massive rental increases when they renew their lease, which is a very good thing. And after all, most states have laws to protect landlords from the bill shock of sudden land tax increases.